Welcome back to CryptosRus. I'm George. We're all George. So today, I got to talk about how Bitcoin and crypto can explode to 25 trillion if this happens. Okay, this is huge. Also, I have something that's tearing me up, and I have to address it with you guys. This is going to be wildfire tomorrow, and it's starting to spread, but I'm going to talk a little bit more about it. So let's get started. Welcome, guys. Hopefully you guys are doing okay. Bitcoin is still holding above 27,000. Now, before I get to my confession, I do want to get through what I have to say, and then I'll tell you. But it's tearing me up. It's really hard to keep this to myself right now. And I'm not joking. I'm not just saying it. It is actually really hard because I was one of the first to find and discover this, and I could have broke out with it hours ago, but I decided not to out of respect. But I'll share a little bit more about it in a little bit. All right. So moving to Bitcoin, what's this $25 trillion thing that I'm talking about, right? Well, we know. We've been talking about Bitcoin spot ETFs for a while, right? And now, because Grayscale's victory, because of that victory, now the odds of getting one approved have increased to 75%. So basically, analysts are thinking, this is it. This is a done deal. There's no way this is going to get denied once again because the two vague answers that the SEC have been giving in terms of why we shouldn't have a Bitcoin spot ETF, well, they're out the window. Now they have to actually give some good, valid reasons. And no one thinks they can because there's just really nothing to say. And because of that, I predicted that spot Bitcoin ETFs will come first half of 2024, probably before the halving event. But now you have analysts on CNBC that are predicting that all spot Bitcoin ETFs, including Grayscale one, BlackRock one, and Van Eyck and all these, will be approved not next year, but by this fall. We have a huge deadline coming up by the end of this week, in fact. Okay? So, are we going to get spot Bitcoin ETFs approved by the end of this week? Some may think so. I mean, there's another deadline in November, but still, it's either this or November. So if we get all of them approved, like all of them right away, you know what's going to happen? We're going to see the greatest pump for Bitcoin and crypto that we've ever seen in history, probably. Okay? And that is why Cathie Woods of ARK Invest predicts 25 trillion in market cap by 2030. Okay, so there's a long way to go. That's like 25x more than right now. Okay, that's 2030, so that's 2 cycles from now. But the big thing is institutional adoption, institutional money. They're the ones that have the trillions on hand to be able to dump into the market. Of course, you have global adoption, retail investors coming in too, but these big institutions, they could deploy billions and trillions like it's nothing. So that's why. Get ready. I mean, this week could be a lot more exciting than expected. I mean, we already got a big SEC ruling, right, where the SEC lost against Grayscale. Who knows? Maybe now they're like, there's nothing we could do. We can't delay these ETFs. Maybe Larry Fink is calling, right? Calling Gary Gensler every day saying, hey, what's going on? You go approve us or what? Right? So it could be coming very, very shortly, maybe much sooner than any of us expects, right? So that is absolutely fantastic. Also, you got whales buying. Whales continue to buy because they know this is coming. Don't you think these big boys already know? They have inside information, right? It's usually insider trading that gets people in trouble, but still, there's a lot of information that's being swirled around. And a lot of these guys are probably buying, just like some whales bought about $400 million of the Bitcoin right before the Grayscale SEC ruling. How did they know? Well, it's probably because it was leaked out, right? And there's probably more buying. We've been hearing a lot more buying recently, just a lot of buying behind the scenes. OTC, right? Why? Because they know what's coming. Next year, even without the spot Bitcoin ETF euphoria, we still have the halving event coming up next year. That's an enormous event for Bitcoin, right? So, I mean, these guys are buying. That's why I keep on telling you guys, don't let these guys steal your life-changing wealth or steal your financial freedom away from you. That's what they want. They cause FUD. They get people scared. They get people to sell. And they're the ones that's gobbling up billions at a time. Okay, so don't fall for it. And we got a lot of good charts to support it. Here's something called alligator suppression. And every time, it's just a couple of moving averages, but it sounds great. Alligator suppression just means that Bitcoin is held below all these moving averages and it stays down there for a little bit until it breaks out. And then it goes on a parabolic run. Just like July 2015, January 2012, also January 2020. And guess what? We are breaking out like right now, August. We are breaking out. Again, all good. All good right now. Here, Bitcoin is back above the EMA 200 also on a daily. Again, look at the times that Bitcoin has fallen below. What happens? You have a big, gigantic pump, right? That just happened because of the SEC grayscale news. Are we going to continue? If we get spot Bitcoin ETFs approved this week, we will see a gigantic, like I said, pump that we have never, ever, ever seen before, right? So we will see. We will see. Even if we don't get it, Bitcoin will continue to do its thing, slowly trend upwards until next year and get closer and closer to 69,000 before the halving event. And afterwards, we'll go break through like all previous cycles, right? We will continue forward, onwards and upwards. All right. Outside of Bitcoin, there's several news, and then I'll, reveal what I wanted to say, and then also tonight's DCA night. Uniswap also won a huge thing. I think most people missed this. I didn't even know this, but South District, New York was suing Uniswap, saying that, they're conducting illegal security trading. And it turned out, no, that's not true. Liquidity pools and decentralized DEX, yeah, they're not offering illegal security offerings or trading or whatever it is. They actually won. So that's actually pretty good. At least it wasn't SEC suing, but still, I mean, if it was SEC, they would be losing anyways, right? So that's actually pretty big for Uniswap. Big endorsement. So because of this, then most likely the SEC is not going to touch DEXs, right? I mean, they've been taking a lot of L's recently, but also what's awesome is Uniswap is now beating Coinbase in spot trading volume, right? A lot of you guys are starting to utilize DEXs because they are decentralized, right? And that's fantastic. More and more people are using self-custody wallets, trading with decentralized exchanges. Ultimately, that's like the utopia for crypto, right? Everyone using some kind of decentralized product, right? And then less and less reliance on centralized platforms like exchanges like Coinbase and Robinhood and all these guys. So that's actually fantastic. Very, very fantastic. Speaking of Robinhood, they extended their Web3 wallet support to Bitcoin and Doge. Okay, so now you can self-custody with Robinhood with their wallet. So that's pretty good. But you know what else is coming out about Robinhood? Arkham says Robinhood also is the 5th largest ETH holder. Recently, Arkham said they are the 3rd largest Bitcoin holder. And now they came out and said they're the 5th largest ETH holder. I still argue that they are not holding it, okay, on their behalf. They are holding it for some big whale or institution behind the scenes. It just makes sense. Okay, they don't have this much money to be throwing into crypto. I think they're buying on the behalf of like the BlackRocks or the Vanguards of the world, right? But it is quite interesting that Arkham is finding all these top wallets from Robinhood. Quite interesting. Quite interesting. And speaking about ETH, yes, it is still climbing. ETH total value in the deposit contract for their new chain, Beacon chain, it's just skyrocketing right now, right? There's nothing really holding it back. So ETH is still doing quite well. All right. I guess let's do DCA first, and then I'll get to my confession. I already brought it up. Okay, so luckily, oh shoot, it logged out. Hold on 1 second here. All right, so luckily we got a little boost. So week over week up about 1%. Not the greatest, but at least it's not in red. And then monthly down 8%. So that obviously that hurts. 3 months down 2%. 6 months up 11%. So obviously we're not back to 30,000 yet, right? But at least we got a little bump week to week. But that just means it's still a great time to be DCAing, right? Ooh, I don't know. Scott is saying grab some flux. I don't have any flux in here. I don't know if I want to start right now. You know, Sheeb with Shibarium. You know, I think I added Sheeb last week. I don't remember if I added Sheeb last week, but maybe I did. You know, Shibarium could be good. Solana has been doing relatively well recently. XRP kind of quiet recently. You got Polygon making moves with 2.0. ETH I just covered, still doing really well. And then Cardano, I don't hear much about them. You know, Charles was at Rare Evo. VeChain, always good. Phantom up there. Stacks for Bitcoin. You know, I've been hearing a lot more about Bitcoin DeFi. Even they have a new Oracle system that's coming out with Bitcoin too, and utilizing Stacks. So I might add in some Stacks this time around. Stacks, maybe a little Avalanche, and a little more Bitcoin. Can't, you know, when in doubt, just add Bitcoin, really. So let's do a three-way. Let's do a threesome with Bitcoin, .00121, and then I'm gonna do a little Avalanche here. And then and now I add a little Stacks. I know I don't talk a lot about Stacks, but I have been hearing a lot more about projects, like I said, DeFi projects that are building on top of Bitcoin, and they're all utilizing Stacks. All right, so Stacks, Avalanche, and Bitcoin for this week. Okay, so the final thing I want to talk about is this, and I've really torn and struggled with this. I tweeted this out, okay? I don't know what to do. There is truth to be revealed, but it is ugly and will hurt people, especially involving one person's family. So like I said at the beginning, right, I came across this post. Someone sent it to me. With something that's very damning about this one individual, right? It is audio recording of this individual talking to another individual. And he reveals something that's not so good. This is going to be blasted tomorrow. Okay, you're going to have all the vultures tomorrow talking about it. I guarantee you. Okay, and even tomorrow, I'm not going to talk about it. But you're going to hear this all over tomorrow. I guarantee you every single channel is going to be talking about this audio review. All right. Now, the reason why I'm not going to be sharing it, and I'm not going to name names, and I'm not going to drop any links, is this. Out of respect for this person's family, who is going to get they are going absolutely going to get destroyed. I don't want to add to that. I don't want to add to the drama. I don't want none of that. Okay, I just wish everyone well, but a family's going to get destroyed soon. And also, you know, this individual has always been good to me. In fact, I would argue this individual helped me grow to where I am today, based in 2021 when I was still growing, my channel was still small. He brought a lot of attention to something I've covered, and it helped me grow, right? So I have nothing against this guy. I have no ill will towards this guy. But he is going to be absolutely wrecked tomorrow. But that's what I'm torn about. Like, this is going to be coming out. Should I cover it? Should I not? And I'm choosing not to. But you guys will hear it. Right before this stream, I already had like 5 people DM me saying, did you hear this? Did you see this? And I'm like, yeah, I did, right? So it's starting to spread. And tomorrow you're going to see everyone talk about it. But again, out of respect, I am not. But that's why I'm so torn. All right, that's it. That's it. Let's do some Q&A. All right. Yeah, so based on a lot of people's comments, I think I made the right decision. I think people are agreeing with me. Just stay out of the drama. There's no need to add to it. No need to amplify it. People will find out on their own, but it's best to stay out of it. Could a BlackRock ETF be approved this Sunday? Well, I talked about earlier. Yes. There's a chance. Probably not a great chance, but there is a chance. Especially, you know, after the SEC loss against Grayscale. I mean, there's a lot of analysts that think it's not going to be next year. It's going to be this fall. So why not this end of this week? ID, stop spreading false FUD. Tom Lee called 180,000 Bitcoin by next year. I remember covering that story. Thanks for the reminder. He's been a permabull for quite some time. He's still with Fundstrat. I remember he was on CNBC all the time, nonstop. Am I going to put a trampoline in my gym for activities? I don't know. I'm going to put a net for sure so we can play pickleball. I wanted to get a climbing wall, but no one wants to do it. You know, you figure there'll be companies that want to install climbing walls in basements. And surprisingly, there's very little of them. Jesse, I don't know how I'm able to get your heart rate up, but I'm assuming that's a good thing. If Bitcoin gets a spot ETF, does XRP get one next? No. No. Yeah, too much liability. All the people I talk to, including my builder, are like, no, I'm not building a climbing wall. Yeah, they don't want to hear about kids, falling and breaking their legs or something. They don't want to be liable for it. But who builds it for all those climbing wall facilities, right? Someone does. But no one wants to build it in a residential place. Joseph, I'm not gonna have any home gym equipment. I just have some weights. Um, I still have a gym membership, so I'll still hit the gym for weights. But I'll be able to shoot my basketballs, and play pickleball, or maybe like, I don't know, badminton. Since I'm Asian, Asians are awesome at badminton. Get a ping pong table that I could slide in and out. I gave up on a carnivore diet. I can't. I can't go number two when I'm on a carnivore diet. It's horrible. It's a horrible feeling. So, no, I stopped that. The Red Loop. Can you name a channel that will for sure be discussing the gossip? The one that competes with mine or tries to compete with mine in the morning. That tells you something. I'm pretty sure he will be covering it. Almost guaranteed. No, not me, Kevin. Although he might do it, but I doubt it. Yeah, I don't think me and Kevin's gonna do it. I'm telling you, tomorrow, everyone's gonna be talking about it. I've stayed away, right? The last few days, everyone and their mothers were creating videos about this person getting kicked out of his company, right? I didn't make a video about it. I didn't talk about it, right? Out of respect, and I don't want to get into drama, but really out of respect, I didn't want to add to it. So I'm not going to add to it now. A lot of you guys know already. A lot of you guys don't. But tomorrow, everyone's going to be talking about it. And, it's really just the beginning, too. Because I know a lot more that haven't been revealed that I'm not going to be revealing either. Is this a sell the news event? For one individual coin, probably. Yeah, I don't know about the rest. No, probably no to the rest. Beta bash. That's too much. That's too much. Uh... Error 2369. No, it's not his fault. And I'm not going to say his name either. But yeah, what happened between that guy and the previous employer also was kind of screwy that I know the details of, but I never share that either. I know, I hear a lot. I hear a lot. I know a lot. I just choose not to say it. Building any new Legos lately? No, but my wife is building the air set because there was a discount on Amazon. Um, yeah, that's really it. But you know, I'm trying to get a quote for my new Lego room, my new house, to do like built-in shelves all around because it's a big room. There's some because it's in the basement. There's some places like the walls stick out because of vents and stuff. Trying to get a quote for that. Bob, stop it. Stop it. What do you think about Avalanche? I like Avalanche, Eddie. In fact, I just DCA'd into Avalanche tonight. If you were watching, Eddie, you would know that I added Avalanche. So that should tell you something, right? See, Buttinator. See, I know if I dropped it tonight, I'd be the first big channel to talk about it and views would be through the roof. But again, like I explained, out of respect for this guy who did help me in 2021, and he has been nothing but nice to me. Um, out of respect for him and his family, who are going to get absolutely destroyed after they find out if they don't know already. I'm not going to cover it. And tomorrow, you guys will know. I'm sure a lot of you guys watch other channels. They will be all over it. I guarantee you. My cousin bought $200 in Sheeb at all time high. Can you give him words of investment? Okay, first of all, not to belittle him. I mean, it's just $200, all right? It's not the end of the world. Second of all, Sheeb is going to come back for sure. There are a lot of Sheeb holders, and plus they're building out their Sheebarium, so totally, totally fine to keep holding and DCing. I didn't even know Ivan on Tech still streams, so I don't really follow him. So yeah, Gary goes. Come on now. All right, guys, that's long enough. I gotta get going. Overall, this is the headline you came for: $25 trillion dollars. When all of these will be approved, right? And many are predicting as soon as this fall. We don't have to wait until next year. It's going to happen this year. If it happens, watch out. Watch out. All right. So smash it a like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Hopefully you guys have a good one. Sleep on it. Tomorrow will be a big day. It's gonna be crazy, and there's gonna be more stuff coming out too. All right, take care. Bye bye.